It is a beautiful day in the Magic Kingdom. Hey everyone, Wade for the Kingdom Report, back with you one more time. Today at the most magical place on Earth, the Walt Disney World Resort, for a dining review you don't want to miss. So grateful to have you with us as we embark on a culinary journey once more that will take us all the way over to Liberty Square. We are about to pay tribute to our founding fathers as we dine at a stately colonial-style inn serving traditional New England-inspired fare. Located right alongside the Liberty Bell itself is a location where we can celebrate our heritage with a traditional family-style Thanksgiving dinner. We get to enjoy a full-on feast for lunch or dinner at an all-you-care-to-enjoy Patriots platter, piled high with roasted turkey, pot roast, and oven roasted pork, and accompanied by traditional sides. And of course, there is a really nice treat when it comes to dessert. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of scrumptious lives here at Liberty Tree Tavern, a place where we are getting ready for a classic American meal in one of 6 historically themed rooms. We're about to step back in time to the days of colonial Williamsburg and sup in splendor on the fall harvest bounty preferred by the sons and daughters of Liberty Tree Tavern. Rich wood paneling, candelabra chandeliers, large brick fireplaces, and walls lined with period portraits and curios welcome the weary time traveler into this location. Each of the 6 rooms commemorates a pivotal figure in U.S. history: Ben Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, John Paul Jones, Paul Revere, Betsy Ross, and George Washington. I also encourage you to wander the rooms and see if you can spot the signature artifacts famously associated with each American hero. After checking in on the My Disney Experience app, I walked on into the lobby, waited just about 5 minutes before I was sat. I was presented these 2 menus, one of which was a complete breakdown of all the beverages that included alcohol. Now, in this family-style menu, you are able to get yourself sodas, coffee, milk, that sort of thing. Anything else, like an alcoholic beverage or a non-alcoholic specialty beverage, is an upcharge, so it's added to the price. The menu, of course, is only here for one main thing, and that is the Patriots platter, and they started serving me right away. Keep in mind what you are about to see are all servings made for a party of one, just myself. Typically, in family-style settings, they bring out whole vats full of food, but they sort of condense it when you are flying solo. That way you're not sitting there with an entire table full of family-sized meals in front of you for just a single person. Now, the bread itself, not very enticing. Store-bought type rolls, and I remember years ago they had yeast rolls here that were kind of adventurous. These just not great. At least they were hot, I can say that. And then the Declaration salad, tossed mixed greens full of crunchy veggies and a house-made vinaigrette dressing. I absolutely loved it. The Declaration salad, always very refreshing to me anytime that I dine here. And I always look forward to the mac and cheese, something that has now become a staple of the menu here, brought out with the family-style dishes. This mac and cheese, so good. I don't know what it is. Disney World mac and cheese just seems to be great. I mean, no matter where I get it and no matter what restaurant I'm trying it at across Disney property, they're good at the mac and cheese game. That's one thing that they do pretty consistently. Up next was the full Patriots platter. Now, this plate has basically everything and more for a Thanksgiving dinner. And when I say and more, I mean because there's additional meats on top of the turkey. So here we have a plate that is packed full of roasted turkey, Pennsylvania pot roast, oven roasted pork with mashed potatoes, seasonal vegetables, herb stuffing, and an entire boat of gravy. This is the only thing that they did not minimize. Even my server was kind of laughing about it. He's like, sorry, they don't come any smaller than this. So this is a gravy boat big enough for me to cross the Delaware in, absolutely. And I made sure to cover some of the best of items with this gravy. The gravy was perfect for my turkey. I have to tell you that I absolutely love how moist and juicy the turkey is here. This meat in this atmosphere where they are sort of mass producing for big crowds at any given time. Truly impressed with the accuracy of always making the meat excellent, and the pork covered in that mushroom sauce that I love so much. Pleased one more time. Then the pot roast. While I've had it in the past and have always been satisfied with it, gosh, this time around, melt in my mouth good and seasoned to a T. Truly blown away by the pot roast this time at Liberty Tree Tavern. Following that, it was time to dive on into the herb stuffing. I did cover that in a bit of gravy. After eating so much of the meat, it was nice to have a carbo load break to make sure that I had a good complement to the meat. The herb stuffing is always a crowd pleaser. And I will say that probably the only thing on the plate that ended up being a little disappointing was the green beans. And that's just because I think it sat underneath all the food for so long that it got relatively soggy, and there was just no flavor to the green beans. I like to definitely spice my green beans up a little bit, and there was nothing here on this one. Of course, following that, I had to try some of the cranberry sauce. Every time I try the cranberry sauce here too, I'm never disappointed. I'm never let down. Perfect blend of tangy and sweet coming out of their cranberry sauce. Absolutely not something from a can. It's freshly made in this location, and it shows. Of course, the mashed potatoes were just fine, buttery and creamy, a perfect underbed to so much of the meat that was going on. It was a lot of food. I can't believe I ate all of it. I can't believe how stuffed I am right now. And I thought, gosh, I don't think there's anything else I could possibly eat at this moment. Well, something happened to me, and I remembered who I was, which brought forth this masterpiece. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you my favorite dessert in all of Walt Disney World, the Ooey Gooey Toffee Cake. This godlike creation is essentially a cross between like a giant chocolate chip cookie and a Blondie. It is covered in rich vanilla ice cream, chocolate swirls abound, and that toffee makes it extra crunchy. These flavors, when woven together, is pure dessert bliss. I kid you not. It was time to take a look at the check, and no surprise here, as it is a flat fee for everybody when it comes to this family-style dining location. $39 per adult plus tax and gratuity, $21 per child plus tax and gratuity, so something to keep in mind there. Out the door for me, $41.54 with tax, and that is before a suggested tip. Something to think about if you are planning to dine here. Not only is there the Patriots platter filled with meat, but there's also an Impossible meatloaf to choose from, as well as a Johnny Appleseed warm apple cake with caramel and whipped topping as an alternative for dessert for anybody that might be plant-based. So definitely something that you'll want to keep in your back pocket in case that is something you'd like to take advantage of. As far as this dining experience goes, I have to share that I am always a big fan of Liberty Tree Tavern. It is consistent, if nothing else. The service, always top-notch. Everybody pleases me. Everybody is always going out of their way to make sure that I am having a good time. The location, can't beat it. Just steps away from Cinderella Castle here in Liberty Square. On top of that, the decor, I mean, just the attention to detail. You feel like you are in a different time. I've said it before, if Disney can transport you somewhere else and make you feel like you are in a different world, that is the real magic of what Disney does. I absolutely adore the attention to detail in this location, and I always think a lot about all of sort of the extras that were woven into this experience to really make me feel like I've been taken back in time. The Liberty Tree Tavern opened with the rest of Magic Kingdom on October 1st, 1971. On the park's opening day, the Liberty Tree Tavern was listed as Liberty Square's only restaurant. Liberty Tree Tavern remained essentially the same until the early 1990s when the restaurant began having character dining during dinner. At this time, Chip, Dale, Goofy, Pluto, and Minnie began meeting guests dressed in their colonial costumes. Also in the 1990s, Liberty Tree Tavern's dining rooms were refurbished, and each room was dedicated to a specific American revolutionary figure, as we mentioned a little bit earlier. As of January 5th, 2009, Liberty Tree Tavern discontinued character dining and has become sort of this lunch-dinner family-style format ever since. As far as availability goes for this restaurant, if you're looking to make a reservation, I always encourage you to try and do it as early as possible. However, there is a fair to moderate amount of reservations that are available for this dining location the closer you get to your trip, so keep on checking back. If you're a fan of the Liberty Tree Tavern, or maybe you've had a not-so-great experience, we'd love to hear from you. And for the Kingdom Report, I'm Wade Heath. We'll see you next time for another installment of the Disney World Dining Review.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.